Flight accidents are terrible, where hundreds could die of people in one accident. After every accident, the investigation processes are underway in order to prevent a similar incident in the future. In this episode, dear viewers, we'll talk about the most dangerous air accidents, the reasons for led to its occurrence. In the year 2001 fell Airbus aircraft, NE300 Airlines, American. After taking off from an airport, New York, once takeoff, I started shaking. Instead of being required, pilot calm, he seemed to try, change course, plane left and right, to keep her balance. It led to a breakup, the tail of the plane about the structure and falling over one of the residential complexes. 205 died, 60 people in the accident. 5 of them are residents of the village. Investigators found that the plane, wrong actions on devices, flight simulation, affiliate for airlines, American. The company's tutorial was mismatched with realistic conditions, not touching the pilot, and steering wheel. It would have automatically balanced in 1009 and 380. The relationship between the Union, Soviet, and America is tense. So once a plane enters, unidentified, for airspace, the Soviet is coming from US. The plane took off. Where? To intercept her. The plane flew over an island, Kamchatka, then Sakhalin. The Soviet army decided it's a spy plane and drop it. He was on board. The plane is a Boeing 707-40 affiliated Korean Air. 209, 60 passengers. Turns out the plane went off course. The whole world from the behavior of the Union, Soviet, yet everyone is convinced that it's wrong pilots, Koreans. One of bigger air accidents in the United States, American. At Chicago O'Hare Airport, right after a plane took off, McDonnell Douglas D. C-10 Sukkot. The left engine of the plane and the electrical system stopped. Hydraulic. About work. The pilot lost control and the plane tilted to the left side. Then I fell. He killed everyone on board. Plus 2 people. On the ground. Colleges, 203. 70 victims. Cause of accident C. 2 operation. Incomplete maintenance. We're done. Engine removal. And then it wasn't installed. Good. To gain time. Tests proved later 8 other planes had the same glitch and was fix it. The producing company to modify the design of its aircraft. Year 1980. There was a war between Iraq and Iran. US warships were there to protect oil tankers from bombing. July 4th, spotted the warship, American, Vincentia. Its radars are flying, unidentified, and don't respond. For the communication process, the system identified the aircraft as a fighter. Iranian ship captain. He felt dangerous and decided to drop it. But actually, it was a transport plane. Travelers. 290 people were killed. The incident was classified as defensive action. No one was punished. Because Captain, the ship received the necessary instructions to perform the tasks. Defensive. Airplane combustion. Very dangerous situation. That's what happened in the UK. Saudi Arabia, year 1980. Just 7 minutes later, from takeoff, a plane of the type of Lockheed 1110, the fire alarm went off on texts. The pilot decided to return to the airport. The landing was successful. But after the plane stopped for evacuation, firefighters headed towards her. No one was able to open the doors from the inside. Rescuers took 23 minutes to open doors. By then, it wasn't anyone inside alive. During the fire, half the structure burned and died. 301 people. The exact source of the fire has not been determined, but it is known that get out of the luggage box. Year 1095. 80. The Boeing plane disappeared. 707-40, a subsidiary of an airline. After flying over the Atlantic Ocean. After a short while was discovered plane fragments, passengers' bodies on the surface of the water. 300 killed, 29 people. The plane crashed in the air. Plane wreckage to land. Turns out a bomb exploded on board. That was work, terrorist. Explosive in the luggage box. Airport inspections were not effective. The terrorists were planning to blow up 2 planes. The second bomb exploded in a warehouse, Japanese airports. After that, the bomb maker was arrested. They were sentenced to life in prison. Year 1974, these plane went down, Cédès, near Paris. And that was biggest accident, a plane crash in terms of the number of murder at the time. 6 hours after the plane took off. Open the back door. The resulting pressure removed 6 seats from their places. Damaged systems. The plane was lost. Pilot control. A minute later, the plane crashed into a forest and died. Everyone on board. 306 died. 40 people. Experts found the back door. It was defects in design, and over time, it no longer closes well. Learned company. Before this tragedy, a similar incident occurred with another plane, but the pilot managed to land miraculously. After this disaster, the doors of all aircraft of this type have been replaced. New design. The biggest accident happened, plane collision near New Delhi. Year 1996. A Boeing 747 flew. Airlines. Saudi Arabia from the airport while it was a plane. The 76. Airlines. Kazakh. Preparing for landing. There had to be a difference. 300 meters between the height of the 2 aircraft, but they collided. Disaster killed 300 lives, 49 people. It later turned out that the transmitter on board a plane, the 76, it was broken. Maybe the pilot couldn't hear instructions or he couldn't understand it. In addition to that, van radar aircraft at the time chose nearby aircraft without specifying its height. Today planes have equipment more sophisticated. The biggest plane crash in terms of number of losses, he crashed Boeing plane 707, 40 near Tokyo. After 10 minutes from takeoff, part of the plane's tail crashed. It became impossible to control its course. Pilots were able to stabilize the plane in the air for about half an hour. Then I fell. 500 died. Only 4 survived. The cause of the accident, one of the barriers crashed. Passenger cabin for the tail of the plane. Flowing air. It destroyed the tail of the plane. It turned out then, it's 7 years before the accident. Something similar happened with a plane of the same type. But Boeing Co. You didn't take action necessary. 2 workers from the company, Japan Airlines. They are, He died in the second accident. Another terrible accident. Fell to the ground, not in the air. 27. From March of the year 1977. At an airport, Los Radios. In Tenerife, I was present. 2 aircraft, Boeing 747. On the same runway. One of the pilots was waiting. Instructions. The other was moving along the path. Because of the blind fog. Not beyond field of vision. 100 meters. The plane flying down the runway received instructions to take off. Meanwhile, the pilot was surprised. Another plane. There was a violent collision. Died 503. 80 people, KL announced. Or in charge of airport management. Responsibility for the accident, in order to avoid, conducted many changes to communication methods between pilots. Control rooms. Here, dear viewers, we have reached the end of this episode. Thank you for Hassan. Follow up. Bye.